Co-hosts Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is not much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiva grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
Hello. I am Al. Want to sniff?
Oh, Mary Jane snuck in. Oh, it would be so awesome if we had smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision. Hello, MJ.
Yep.
Where are you in North Pole? I'm closer, actually. We can't hear you. She's got her mic muted. So this is my plant, and I shouldn't be sniffing it because it's got powdery stuff on it. But we're going to wash these little babies today. Going to pull all these leaves off.
So get your little sniffers out and snip all of those long, big stems off.
I'm already working on it without the sniffers, buddy. The snippers. Okay, this one can stay. These two can stay.
Sniffers do a better job. Why?
Well, it's just one plant.
What's on the leaf?
Nothing.
Well, show me it. Is it got a stem on it that's longer than an inch long?
No.
Is it nice and tight? Is there crystal on the leaf?
These two are short. Yes, and that's what I just showed you with the magnifying glass.
No, you were showing me the top of a bud, not a big fan leaf.
Fair enough. But I could. But I have to switch cameras.
Because you only need the leaf that has crystal on it.
Yes, but I'm keeping all the leaf.
Why?
To wash it.
Why?
Do I have to go through Do I have to go through every leaf with my microscope and check that it's got trichomes on it?
No, but if you snip off all the ends of the leaf that don't have crystals on it, then it's less time for drying because now you don't have to dry out all that leaf.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And less washing.
Okay.
You don't have to wash off all the leaf. You only have to wash off.
Well,
one.
that's
why I say if you have your snippers, you can just snip off all those ends that you don't need.
I have my snippers. They're right here beside me.
I quick trim mine now.
Well, that's basically what I'm going to try and do, Darcy.
Are you saving your trim?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Remember,
saving it all.
With your wash, if you got paper towel, skim it across the top of the water every once in a while. It'll pick up all that shit, and then you can still use your water.
Okay. I don't have any paper towel at the moment, but I will get some tomorrow and do that when I continue.
Yeah, because it will help you skim off a lot of that shit off the top of the water.
Would newspaper work?
Nasty.
I don't even have any newspaper, MJ.
Boo.
I don't do...
I mean, toilet paper would work in a pinch, but it could be costly.
It also breaks up really quick. Easy. Yeah.
Yeah, it
does. The particles. That's why I thought newspaper.
It seems this batch of toilet paper that I bought is not punch through proof.
You're oil checking yourself, were you?
It was like, oh, no, went too far. All right, so I'm going to move my camera down here, and you're going to hear me, and then you won't hear me, and then you'll hear me, and then you won't hear me. So there we go, down there. Where is it?
It's so funny. When I used to when I first joined you guys, I used to be so particular about. I would set my camera up at like 4:30, and I'd make sure it had like the perfect box, and now you guys just see my basement. And you see all of my crap.
I can't even see my plants here. It's too dark down here. Yeah, it's too dark down here. Let's try this.
Is it supposed to be dark down there? Should you be turning on lights right now?
Well...
is that smart?
It will screw up my lighting. So I think what we're going to do...
It'll mess up your flowering cycle.
No, it won't. I only brought one plant out so far. And I don't have any plants down here. Okay. Now I've fucked up my camera. Okay, let's try this. Talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Oh, I have a question. How was everybody's St. Fatty's Day? What'd you do on the anniversary of legalization this year?
I have no idea what you're talking
Why
about.
the fuck would I celebrate that?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so what'd you do Monday?
We
worked.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure I was trimming.
That sounds like a celebratory thing.
I've been doing a lot of it. I'm almost done.
We were in Ottawa at Grass on the Hill.
Were you?
Yes.
And how did that go?
Very informative. Lots of keynote speakers there. I know right now, I'm sure you guys know also the Cannabis Act is in review with Health Canada.
Yeah, we covered that the other day with Jack, remember?
No, I don't, because I was unable to attend that one.
Oh, that's right.
I'm sad. Oh. Jack's my favorite guest, and I missed him.
Okay, well, you guys keep talking, and I'm going to rig something up here so that we can see what's going on.
So did you guys actually go on and put your 2 cents in yet?
I did mine on the show.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
What were the key points that you said you wanted to change?
Get rid of the fucking taxes.
Okay. I touched on that one too. Also the limits on the 10 milligram edibles. Did
that too.
Yeah.
And stress the fact that we need a medical program.
Yes. Also, I pointed out that here, at least in Ontario, because we're governed by this governing body, the Ontario Cannabis Store. Basically, they're the ones that control the supply in between the customers or the retailers and the LPs. So if an LP wants to, grow an amazing strain that maybe is a low THC and they're not, you know what I mean? I'm like, they're literally controlling the market. The LPs should be able to sell directly to retailers.
That's why there's 5 billion grams sitting in storage waiting to be destroyed, because they're too stupid to give it to the medical patient. No, this is all of the LPs, because if the OCS and the NSLCs won't take it because it's too low a THC, because that's what they think customer demand is, but patient demand is balanced strains.
Yep. And a lot of times the patient supply is out of stock. Meanwhile, you can find the exact same product on the rec market.
Yeah.
How is that the question that was the biggest slap in the face was, do you think medical patients could be sufficient from getting their medicine from the recreational stores? No. I was like, what are you talking about? Do you even understand what's going on out there in the actual system and how things work? Because medical patients are struggling as it is in this system. And you're trying to limit their access even more.
I'm not trying to pull
Health Canada wants our sick people to go to the liquor store to buy their medicine.
I'm not trying to pull a crotch cam here, folks. Just saying.
Yeah, that's terrible. Especially for those that struggle with addiction, especially with previous addiction with alcohol. That's
exactly.
You're asking a sick person to go through there and something that they're already struggling with. Yep. And now you're putting them in close vicinity or proximity of it. It's not right.
So I take care of my patients.
Well, it actually makes me think of Jason Wilcox.
Why? Did
you guys remember for the last year before he passed away? Because I think he passed away shortly after legalization. But when legalization happened and they lumped the Cannabis Act all together, the ACMPR, they just called it the Cannabis Act.
Yeah.
He kept saying, guys, wake up. This is not good. The fact that they lumped it together means in a couple of years from now, they're going to say exactly what they tried to say when they said we couldn't grow. The only reason they allowed us to grow is because there was insufficient supply of cannabis in the market for medical patients. Well, that's exactly what they're trying to say in that survey is there enough supply?
No, there isn't, because the medical market doesn't pay excise taxes, which is a luxury tax, nothing more, and GST and HST and PST.
I thought medical patients in cannabis pay an excise tax.
They do if they're getting it through legal sources, but the whole thing of the Allard was we need our rights to be able to grow to supply our own medicine.
Yeah.
Because we can't afford to buy it from the licensed producers.
Well, and
the
even
reason
still,
we
I
can't
think that
afford to
fact
buy it
still
from
stays.
licensed producers is because of the taxes.
Well, I mean, the taxes are still there.
But they shouldn't be for medical.
No, and that was another point I put in there too. Is
cannabis is the only medical product that pays taxes.
Thank you. I said that too.
Okay.
In my statement.
You guys can keep talking, but I'm just saying I'm putting, where is it? Some hydrogen peroxide in 5 gallons of.
So five gallons of this 3% solution. So 5 gallons of water would take 600 milliliters of
hydrogen peroxide.
Well, it's getting 5 because that's the big bottle. That's the size of the bottle.
Yeah, give it 500.
It'll work out.
Yeah.
You'll see. Don't worry. If there's something there, it'll show pretty quick.
Oh, well, see, now I'm really sad I missed that last show because it sounds like you guys touched on all that then.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to go back and listen to it.
You can watch it on Roku.
Oh, yep. I don't have Roku.
Neither do I.
You don't have a Roku? You have Amazon?
I have Prime, yeah.
What? No, but do you have a smart TV?
Sure.
Sure.
Most people have smart TVs.
Well, some people don't. But
do you have
a smart TV that you can add channels?
I don't know.
Well, add Boxcast, and then you can have...
Just because you have a smart TV does not mean you are smart enough to use it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, speaking of unsmart things, I accidentally took my cat's medication today.
Oh.
Do not ask me how, okay?
No, I'm not going to ask you how, but I would ask you what the medication is because...
have you been waiting to do that all night long, Mary Jane?
I have.
Okay, I got to stop you for a minute.
Don't ask me how.
Yes, I heard it. Okay, so I'm taking this plant, this stem. I've taken all the big leaves off of it that I'm going to, and
what? There's still tons of leaves on there.
No, they're all fan leaves. There's a few little ones here, but they're mostly fan leaves.
That's why you trim those, but you don't.
Yeah, those need to come off.
They will come off. This after I've dunked. So I'm going to dunk.
Why?
Because that's how I'm doing it.
You're going to trim it.
That's right.
That's confusing.
That's confusing.
Because I've got one stem here. I'm not doing much else of anything at the moment. I got one stem here and I'm dipping.
My face is like this because now you just soaked it and now you're gonna have to trim it completely soaked. I would have preferred to trim it while it was.
I have the drying rack set up and going. It'll dry for a few minutes. Then I'll do all of them and then I'll let it dry for a few minutes. Then I'm gonna trim them. Oh, thank you, Marcel. I forgot about that. Let me just fix this here. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Just make sure when you're slowly agitating them out back and forth in the water.
Yeah.
Swish them around, and then when you pick them up, shake off as much as you can.
Yep.
Just don't worry about you're not going to shake the trichomes off.
I know.
Unless you're using ice cold water.
No, it's been the water's been down here since about noon.
Yeah, all right.
Should be all right. It'll be down here longer after tomorrow, obviously. Now, question. Should I be covering up when I'm done, just so nothing gets into it and the hydrogen peroxide doesn't go off into the air?
No.
Okay. So I can just leave it open and hanging out here?
My water sat for 4 days, Al, outside, and I still used it. And you should have seen the shit come off one plant.
When do you know when it's time to change your water?
When you it's scummy as fuck.
I feel like it's like mopping the floor.
When it looks like, it'll look
nasty.
like soap scum.
I'm just wondering how many times he's going to dip that.
I usually do mine.
He's waiting for you to tell him it's done.
No. What? Okay, everything I've watched, and both the guys have said, even Dale, 2 to 3 minutes, dunking and turning and agitating, and that's what I'm doing. We're coming on about a minute and a half here.
Do you see like an oil slick on the water?
No, I can't see anything on the water. It's too dark down here. All right, now we're going into fresh water. You can talk,
Okay,
you know.
You don't have to dunk that for 3 minutes.
No. I'm just rinsing, right?
Yeah, couple times.
Pull it out and hang it up. So
Yep.
here's an easy trick. Do a handful at a time.
Well, I'm going to. I only had this one just at the beginning of the show done. So
That's your demonstration one, Al.
that was my demo run. Yeah. Now I'm just going to sit here and do these.
Demos were over. Now get to work.
Yeah.
And you guys can talk.
I made smoothies tonight.
That
Holy
sounds...
frig, are they ever good?
Oh, I have
What
blueberry
kind?
smoothie. Oh, I have a blueberry smoothie. It's medicated.
It is, actually.
I know it is.
Isn't it?
I don't
have
any.
That's a pretty good
No.
impression of Marcel there, Darcy.
Yeah, wait. The kids showed up today and give us a hand, so we fed them po' boy sandwiches for supper. And
That sounds
Is this
good.
a restaurant?
my house, pretty much. We
No,
Not when I came.
Po'
po'
boy?
boy, po' boy sandwiches.
What is this?
These are awesome sandwiches. They come from Louisiana, mostly in New Orleans, and there's
Shrimp in them, isn't there?
po' boy restaurants. You could have deep fried shrimp or deep fried oysters, deep fried fish, or it could even be roast beef. But
Shrimp.
it's all piled onto a crusty roll that's really soft on the inside, and then has remoulade, which is kind of like a burger sauce on steroids. So it's kicked up, so it's a little spicy. Oh, they're really good. Po' boy sandwiches.
I've seen them before. I know what you're talking
P-O-B-O-Y.
Yeah,
I
it
have
sounds
one.
like, it sounds like fuckboy to me.
Yeah,
Po'
no.
boy.
We had them in when we were in New Orleans, and I friggin' love them so much. I've been making them ever since. But then the smoothie
sauce?
tonight. What was that?
I was just wondering if the sauce was similar to like a sriracha or something.
No, but you can put sriracha in it. Really, what it is, it's mustard, spicy mustard, mayonnaise, pickle juice, garlic, lots of garlic.
Ew, that all sounds nasty.
No.
All together?
Creole seasoning.
Oh.
And you can throw a bit of ketchup in or sriracha if you want to kick it up spicier. And then you stir it all up, and it just looks like Big Mac sauce, but tastes better because it's got some nice spicy kick to it. But the smoothie is just mixed fruit and blueberry ice cream and juice.
And my blueberry ice cream is medicated.
Well, yeah,
There's Marcel again.
but I used 3 ice creams and made 2 smoothies. So.
Those are good smoothies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they taste good. I knew you'd be jealous, Darcy.
Oh well, yeah, of course. I got ice cream in the freezer. I got a little bit left. I've been savoring it.
Oh, and I was kind of celebrating this week because the store finally got Jiffy popcorn back in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, because every store was sold out completely just before the hurricane. Everybody, and I don't know why they would, like, everybody's buying Storm Snacks. Okay, you're buying Jiffy Pop. Your chances are pretty high that you're going to lose your power. How you fucking turning on your stove?
Can't you do that on a? Can't you cook them on a fire?
Nope. They're actually, it even says that you shouldn't cook it on a fire because it's too easy to burn. And if you're going to cook them on a glass top stove, you got to be really careful because you could scratch them.
Interesting.
And
I haven't thought about that.
You can cook, and they won't work on an induction stove like an induction heater.
No, because it's not metal.
Well, it's not ferrous.
It's got to be It's got to be magnetic. That's what I learned.
It's got to have
anything
iron.
magnetic.
So like cast iron works perfect on those induction burners, and people freak out because cast iron is not the smoothest of metals, especially on the bottom of the pan.
Yeah.
But all you have to do is put a piece of parchment paper down and set the pan on it.
You could use anything. That was like paper
parchment
towel.
Parchment paper, paper towel, silicone mat, anything like that. That'll protect your glass top on your induction heater, but won't affect
That's a good tip.
Heating ability. I thought I would share a nice tip.
That's great. As a baker, I appreciate that.
So, MJ, I'm curious to know, what was your cat's medication you took?
Yes.
Oh, it was a joke because I said, "Don't ask meow."
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say that sucks.
No,
it was some sort of rash cream. I don't know. What do you want me to say?
Some sort of rash cream.
Ringworm.
Ringworm. There you go.
All medications that are given to animals are also given to people.
Yeah, I actually don't doubt that. I think my daughter and my cat both had a rash at the same time. They both just got different doses.
When I went to take Rosa in the last time to get her nails done, the vet gave her gabapentin and trazodone, two rounds of it, the night before and the morning after, because she's very bad. Like, she'll bite you. And she walked in, rolled over on her back. They did all her nails. She was out in 5 minutes.
Yeah, no shit.
She had a trippy day.
Yeah. I used to manage part of a fish or a pet store, and I used to go to the pharmacy and get tetracycline, which is a human antibiotic, but use them in fish tanks to get rid of
algae,
and fungus.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And we also
I remember buying that stuff for the fish tanks.
Yeah, but it's an antibiotic that's been around for years and years and years for people. It's a human medication. But I go and tell the pharmacist that I'm using it for my fish. He'd give me a big bag of it.
That's funny. You're full of tips tonight, aren't you, Marcel? What else you got?
What else do you want?
Shit, I don't know. You gave us a baking thing.
You gave us a baking thing.
An aquatic life thing. Oh, but you won't give me the one thing I really want.
What's that?
She wants it, Marcel.
I want the oil recipe.
Wants it.
The oil recipe?
How you make your oil, Marcel?
I want to make infusions as good as you. I want to win a Karma Cup. My oil is not strong enough. And when it is strong enough, the cannabis and the what do you say, the formaldehyde smell?
Huh?
Chlorophyll.
Thank you. That's it.
So what color's your oil when it's done?
It's almost like a green. So it's a dark green.
No.
First step.
Remember, first off, you're soaking it too long.
Marcel, I was going to say, your first step is do not soak it too long. Or soak it at all.
What do you mean soak it? It goes in the magical butter machine for an hour to 2 hours. An hour for the oil.
You'll never make oil the way I make oil using a magic butter machine.
Nope.
No.
Oh, I don't care how I have to make it. I just know I need stronger oil because my oil is not. It's too low in THC content.
But it's also high in chlorophyll content, so
Clearly.
it also has that horrible taste.
Yeah, but I'm not eating it though. I'm not even eating it. I'm using it for topicals. But the smell is so overbearing that it's like no matter what essential oil I add to it, I can't cover it. I have to make it weak. I have to dilute it in order to cover the smell.
Oh.
So you're not making a raw crude oil, MJ. You must be mixing it with something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm making a grapeseed.
Ooh, okay. Now, if you had grapeseed alcohol, you'd be all set.
So the reason mine tastes completely different is because I make a raw crude oil first.
Okay.
And then I will dilute that into whatever carrier oil I need for whatever recipe I'm making.
But crude oil is thick and sticky.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yes,
But
it
you
is.
can't put thick and sticky on your skin.
Sure you can.
No, you can. But what you do is you take thick and sticky and put that in your magic butter machine if you want with your other carriers that you're going to make your
cream with
product with.
So essentially,
right?
I could even use hash.
If you want, but the problem with hash is you're going to have plain particulate in there, so it's going to be gritty.
I don't want that. I'm not making a scrub.
It's like butter. If I make butter, my butter doesn't come out green. My butter comes out gold.
And it doesn't taste like weed.
And it doesn't taste like weed.
Yeah, see, that's what I need to know.
Right.
If you're willing, I would set up a meeting off here to like teach me how to do it. I need to up my game for Carmen.
I'll tell you what you do. You will go watch a movie first, and then after the movie, I'll refine it for you.
Okay. Can you say the name of the movie here, or are you just going to send it to me?
Oh no, it's Run from the Cure, Rick Simpson movie.
Nah, I knew you were going to say that.
I've seen the Rick Simpson movie. Phoenix Tears.
Watch it again.
Run for the Cure, not the Phoenix Tears movie.
Because
just to be clear, it's run from people. It's run from the Cure, not for. Run from. Okay. Yeah, I've seen it before, but I'll refresh it because it's been years.
Watch it again because he gives you all the instructions. I don't like his instructions, but he gives you all of the instructions.
Don't use naphtha.
Yeah, don't use what he uses. That's why I said we.
That's why he said he'll refine it.
Later.
Well, I've got some of that grain alcohol, anyways.
What percentage is it?
You don't need grain alcohol.
No, whatever that like stuff from BMA used to sell. It was specifically for making oil.
Grain alcohol.
It's like 90 something.
Everclear?
Yeah, that's an Everclear.
It's like a big liter jug.
Yeah.
It's a big jug. It's literally just sitting in the freezer.
Can't they buy Everclear up there at the liquor stores, Marcel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just go buy yourself a couple bottles of Everclear.
You have to go through the LCBO. You have to talk to them. You have to have a number and all that.
I did all that bullshit. But the problem was it was just as much for this thing that I bought as that.
Right.
And it's the equivalent.
You could drive over to Quebec. Drive over to Quebec to any of the Quebec locations and get Alcool.
Oh yeah,
basically the same thing.
It's also grape with grape juice. It's really good with grape juice.
It's 95% alcohol, right? Like
yes, it is.
Proof?
Yeah. Oh no.
Or is it
Alcool is like 75, I think, or 80. Might even be more than that.
The stuff I have, I think, is like 90-something % alcohol.
There's other stuff you can use too, MJ, but you won't collect everything. It won't grab everything.
Oh.
You can use what was it? Grape alcohol and cane sugar, cane alcohol.
Actually, I just read about a cool syndrome people have. Well, it's not a cool syndrome. It'd be a scary syndrome, especially for kids. It's called a brewery syndrome. And what happens anytime you eat any carbs, bread, anything like that, it ferments into alcohol and you get drunk.
Holy shit.
That's terrible.
Seriously?
There's carbs in everything.
What the hell?
Exactly.
That's awful. The carbs are in all the kids' foods.
But their stomach processes carbs and turns it into alcohol, and people get drunk from eating a sandwich.
Oh my god!
Now,
Could you imagine you'd be blaming your teenager for drinking?
No, but I guess it also happens with some people with black licorice, and it does the same thing.
Oh, I have heard that about black licorice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've got a visitor.
So does it ferment somehow in the system, or?
Yeah, their body basically ferments it and turns it all to alcohol.
Crazy.
That would be crazy, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I was reading about different anomalies because I have 2 rare genetic abnormalities. One is I have green eyes.
I thought you were gonna say something serious.
I am serious.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's not like serious. Like you just got green eyes.
These are just odd genetic things. Like green-eyed people, there's only 2% of the population of the world have green eyes. Majority have brown and blue. And the other one is you know the crown you get in the top of your head?
Yeah.
I have 2 of them.
You're a demon.
You're a demon.
Your horns were supposed to come out.
But only 5% of the population has it.
So they're all demons.
Oh, it's a horrible thing when you're trying to get your hair cut because your hair is going in every direction.
I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but really, what is 5% of the population?
5%?
We have almost 8 billion people. We're like 7.982 right now.
We're not up that high, are we?
Yeah, we're like 7.
Sorry, I've been checking
people.
every day.
Oh,
7.982.
That's why they've come out with the new
Klaus Schwab.
No.
The new COVID vaccines.
The new COVID. No, the new COVID strain.
Oh yeah, of course, the deadly one that they're working on.
Yeah, let me find it here.
That it's like 80% kill rate or some shit like that. 80%
Yeah.
fatality. It's like, why the fuck are you even making this shit? Why are you
What's this? I didn't hear about
virus?
this.
Yeah, they're creating a virus, a COVID
Boston,
variant.
in Boston. Let me find
This
this.
bullshit. I can't even believe this happens in our world. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
Oh, get used to it. If people
They're like,
knew
it's so we can
half of
find a
what's going on.
cure. It's that way we can fix everybody. It's like, no. And then when people say, oh, well, you know, that couldn't have happened to you.
Yeah, a super strain of COVID that kills 80% of the mice infected with it.
Jeez.
That's what they were aiming for the first time when they released it. They thought they were getting that. They got less than a 1% kill rate. But they got an opportunity to kill off more with a vaccine, so why not?
Wow.
I'm sorry, but when Bill Gates starts promoting anything to do with health, I run the other way.
Well, we've said it multiple times before. Whether you believe that the vaccines work or not, the reality is not once have they ever talked about how to be healthy. If they really cared about our health, they would have told us to eat better, to exercise, to take your vitamins, the list could go on. But instead, they told us to stay inside and isolate and do things that were bad for our mental health and physical health. And what did they keep open? Fast food and
But they villainize things like ivermectin, which is proven to actually fucking work, and you can call it a horse fucking laxative all you want, but it still works. Right?
Well,
so, I mean, yeah, we live in a shitty world.
But will come out. We just need
on the bright side, to cheer you up, there's always cannabis. And if that doesn't cheer you up enough, go eat a fucking mushroom.
I'm going to eat mushrooms.
Cool.
Oh, can we talk about mushrooms?
I'm going to talk about mushrooms because I found this interesting the other day. I just got to find it.
I just want to talk about
No. It's research that's happening right now. And I shared it. How do magic mushrooms get their magic?
Yeah.
Right? So, UK's University of Plymouth are now looking into the origin of psychedelic compounds in fungi like magic mushrooms. they're going to use DNA sequencing and lab tests to investigate fungal interactions to try and crack the mystery. So what they want to know is, why do the plants develop psilocybin? Is it for the plant itself, or is it protection to keep insects and predators away from eating it? And that's what they want to figure out, because they already know that it's being recognized and tested to treat conditions such as depression, anxiety, and compulsive disorders and addiction, which it does work. But there's lots more research going on, and eventually the government of this country will fuck that up the way it did cannabis. So there are almost 150 hallucinogenic species of psilocybe, a genus of gilled mushrooms, on all continents except Antarctica.
Too cold down there.
Yeah, that said, the fungal species in which these magic compounds occur are not always closely related. So that brings up the questions of, why is it coming out with psilocybin?
Say hi to Dean.
Why does it grow on? Why does it grow on shit and get you all fucked up?
Yeah, but I mean, cannabis, we know why and how it's developed, but nobody's ever been able to take the time and actually study to see where psilocybin's coming from. Right? So we know cannabis plants grow trichomes as a protection against UV radiation and animals. But why do mushrooms grow psilocybin?
Well, wouldn't it be for the same reason, for defense system?
That's what they want to find out.
Wouldn't eat another one?
That's what they want to find out.
Well, cannabis produces trichomes for a defense system.
Yeah. I mean, you want a good example of how animals won't eat a whole lot of your crop. You go out and take a bite of your bud.
It's hot as fuck.
While it's growing, it'll burn your lips off.
Bastards did that last night. I had to pull a branch off.
Yeah. But they're more going after the leaf than anything else, because if they get, I mean, I've come across plants that have been outside and you see whole tops chewed up and spit out on the ground.
Or laying there on the ground.
Yeah, laying on the ground after they got a mouthful.
Yeah, and you know it ain't a rabbit because it's 4 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Flying fucking rabbit.
Yeah, and you know it wasn't human because the rest of the plant's still there. Yeah. And they wouldn't spit out the top. Well, if they bit it, they probably would have, but
yeah, no. But they produce some trichomes as a sunblock too, so
yeah, that's what I mean, to protect it from UV radiation.
Yeah.
How's Al doing?
Everybody got their plants cut down?
We can hear you. I just don't. I got the mic, the speaker on, so that Dean can hear as well. That's all. So I'm just muting the mic. Can you hear? Can you hear it in the background?
No.
Say something.
What do you want me to say?
You couldn't hear that?
Not at all.
Oh, fucking awesome! I'll leave it on.
Leave it on and move over a bit. Now try it.
How about now?
No, there's no echo, no feedback.
Hey, awesome. Say hi, Dean.
Hi, Dean.
I got one plant left, Dale, but I'm letting it dry out on the stalk.
Why?
Oh yeah, you find that out?
Oh, he wants sleepy time medicine.
You want the CBN?
I'm going to trap all that CBN and turn it into either oil or hash. I don't know yet. Maybe Marcel's going to turn it into oil.
I wouldn't turn it into hash, that's for sure.
It's going to be crazy.
Last thing I'd want is hash to put me to sleep.
Yeah, true enough.
Yeah.
I like that lighter, blonder color bubble hash. It's like that. It's got that yellow tinge to it.
The kind I make.
Yeah, well, the kind I make too.
Yep.
I love them little machines, but I got to get a new one because mine's getting more out.
Yeah, mine had another rough go this year, so.
Yep, they're getting more out, so. But that's all right. You can get them online for half decent price, so.
I don't know. I was thinking of going to a bigger one, a 20-gallon one.
That's what I was thinking, Marcel, too.
Then I only have to make hash once or twice a year instead of every few months.
Well, I got a set of big bags, so it's just, I was thinking I could always mix it in a 5-gallon bucket and keep pouring it through the big bags.
Yeah.
Because I can mix it for 10 minutes in the 5-gallon bucket, let it set, and then mix it again for another 10 minutes and then pour it off.
Have you guys ever come across an issue, making bubble, where your work bag, does the pores or the screen get clogged on it?
They will get.
Well,
yeah, but
even
you
after
wash
you
it out. So
yeah, well, that's what I do with ISO.
No, I mean your work bag. You shouldn't have to do that with your work bag because your
I
work
clean
bag
everything
is
with
so.
ISO when I'm done.
Yeah, well, I mean that's fine, but with your work bag, the stuff that's going to get trapped there is going to be plant matter.
Yeah.
So I just use my garden hose, high pressure hose, and rinse it out, turn it inside out, and rinse it all off.
Have you guys ever come across?
Or are you talking
instead of
about the zipper bag inside?
Yeah.
In the machine?
Not the actual bag in the bucket.
Okay, same thing.
The work bag in the machine.
My zipper always fucking breaks, so I never get a chance for it to get clogged.
You gotta learn how to tie a good knot.
No, I'm just gonna start buying. I'm gonna start buying the pyramid bag.
Yeah. But I turn that bag inside out, rinse it all out, clean it off that way. I've never had mine clogged.
Have you come across one with a shitty design that would reduce yields?
Depending on what micron it is,
a work bag?
220.
Your work bag should be a 220, which is going to let almost all of your trichomes through. I mean, if you have trichomes bigger than 220, then I don't even know if you could.
Yeah, they do.
Massive.
They do. They have a 300 bag. Wacky Willie sells a 300 bag.
Right, but are their trichomes that big?
Well, I guess if you fed it a lot, maybe you might get a great big bulbous head. But that'd be a lot of plant matter.
Yeah.
Have you guys come across an issue, say, where when the machines work in the bag and the ice in the water, where rather than breaking the head off clean, it's mashing shit together and releasing the oils into the water without just putting a complete solid head into the water intact? You know what I mean? Like smashing the fucking resin glands up and releasing your oils out so it's no fucking good. You flush it down the toilet.
Okay, so here you go. Most trichomes don't go much above 90 micron.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying, Dale. It's instead of breaking it off, it's like
it's smearing it everywhere.
Yeah,
it's got the stem.
Water's too warm. What I was gonna say, what temperature can you get your water down to?
It's pretty fucking cold enough where it's condensing. I got 2 bags of ice in there. I'm wondering if I'm putting too much in and it's bashing the shit out of everything.
I wouldn't say that because the ice, I've used a lot of ice, man, and our stuff.
Wait, weren't you at the demo?
Yep.
Didn't you pay attention?
Yeah, I was part of the demo.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't you pay attention?
Yeah. I put a bag in the machine in a bag. I put half a bag in the bottom of my work bag. Then I put my product in. And I'll put the rest of that bag inside on the top of that work bag, seal it up, and then I'll put a whole bag just in the water.
Okay, so
Yeah, your water should be good and cold.
your whole bag, or your work bag, when it's all said and done, how full is it?
200 grams plus a bag of ice.
That should be.
I do every run at 200.
So I go about 200 grams and half a bag of ice in the work bag.
Oh, okay. So I'm probably smearing everything around, fucking
Yeah,
up my yield.
It's probably getting too thick in the
Yeah.
work bag, and there's not enough room to bounce around.
That's exactly what's going on. Too much
Yeah.
ice.
Yeah, go with half a bag of ice in the work bag with about 250 grams.
Is it your sativa strain
bag,
deal?
Bag and a half in the machine.
Okay.
Is it your sativa strain that you're doing, Dale?
Yeah, it was the Congo. Yeah, the Congo and the skunk. The skunk didn't produce much either, and I'm wondering if it's either my process or my equipment smearing around, one or the other.
Now, is that your indoor or your outdoor?
Indoor. That's why I'm surprised.
Yeah.
So what was your rate of return?
off
your
fucking
200
made
grams.
me cry, brother. Made me fucking cry. Like 5 fucking grams, maybe.
Yeah, okay,
If
I've
that.
done that again. yeah, I don't blame you. I'd almost want to cry too.
No, I salvaged it though. I dried it out and I'm making butter or oil with it. Whatever's left.
Make sure you got it really good and dry, Dale, because mold will grow on that some fast.
Oh yeah, I as soon as I was done making it, I knew what was up, so I threw it right in the oven.
And we know this for a fact, don't we, Marcel?
You threw what in the
The
oven?
product when I was done. To make butter with, to dry it out.
Doesn't need oven.
But that's not a bad idea. But that's not a bad idea, though.
It's not a bad idea.
I'm decarbing it at the same time.
If you're decarbing it in the oven, you heat that up to 221 degrees, it's melting together.
They're going to bond, yeah.
Right.
But I was just saying that we know
you could put it in the oven at a lower temperature, but as soon as it comes out, put it on cardboard. Plain brown corrugated, not waxed cardboard. Because the cardboard will literally draw moisture right out of it. So I take big boxes and cut them into sheets. So I have big sheets that I can spread out 30 or 40 grams to allow it to dry.
Pizza boxes work really well too.
Oh, that's a good idea.
If they're not the white ones though, because the white ones have been
the brown
painted.
Ones. The brown, the all recycled brown ones work good.
Yeah, you want plain brown, untreated cardboard, and corrugate it, and you'll see how fast. And then all you do is you just take a credit card or a scraper and scrape it around and spread it out. And once you get a big spot that's wet on the cardboard, you can move it to another piece, or you can move it to the edges so that it's not affected. But it's amazing how fast it draws water out. There's your other tip, MJ.
Oh, sorry, Marcel.
That's all right.
Thanks, Marcel.
Welcome.
I was just saying earlier about the bacteria. So me and Marcel know how quick the bacteria will grow out of that water.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was going to drink it one day, and then she come over with the fucking thing, the count, and I was like, she showed me in a petri dish how fast that grew. It was like less than...
What, the hash water? Hash water?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I drank a half a bottle of that before I realized that I shouldn't do that.
No, man.
We were doing a strain, and the water coming out was purple. It looked like
purple.
It looked like fucking Kool-Aid, and it looked good enough to drink. So then we got some microbial testing done to the water, and Darcy wouldn't drink it.
Nope. I'm telling you, man. It was crazy how quick the bacteria grew on that plate, man.
Yeah, you just put it in a petri dish and run it in an incubator for 24 hours, and then take a count. Well, she went in and checked it at 12 hours and it was full. So she pulled it out and said, the water failed.
Don't drink that. Yeah, don't drink that, please. But it smelled amazing.
Yeah. It did. It smelled. It was a nice strain for the smell and the look.
Mm-hmm.
And the purple hash.
Oh, yeah.
What strain was that again?
Can't divulge that.
Trade secret.
Ah.
But it was making purple hash.
Yeah. I have actually dry ice. Dale, dry ice number 10 will make a crazy purple hash too.
Really?
Yes.
Yep. But as soon as it bonds together, it's no longer purple, it's brown.
It's brown, yeah.
Right? So if you want purple hash, you
leave
keep
it
it in
powder.
that loose powder form.
Or squish it with super low temperature and it'll come out as purple rosin.
Yeah. Well, slightly purple.
Yeah. It'll look like almost like purple Gatorade.
Did you lose your cuts or you still got them?
No, I still got my cuts. I'm hoping. I did as of 8 days ago. I haven't seen them in 8 days, and I kind of get nervous because I usually see them once every 2 or 3 days.
Hey, how'd they make out during the hurricane?
Main house took a hit, but other than that, everything else was pretty good. I mean, a lot of trees blew down up there because of that westerly wind.
How much power did they lose, or how long did they lose power for?
2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
They have generator?
Oh, yeah.
Sucks when you're growing, though.
Oh, does it ever?
It fucking does.
But I kept my cuts alive underneath. He kept my cuts alive with a generator, so.
See,
Beauty.
In Dale's case, I'd have had all those plants in my living room, in the kitchen window.
But I got a couple new ones, Dale. So I finally got a cut of Cushmint's. So, or not Cushmint's.
Right
not Cushmint's. Fuck, which one was it? Yeah, Cushmint's. Yeah.
Beauty.
Yeah.
All right, now.
It's cut number 11.
Okay, let's talk about some cannabis news here. It's a cannabis show, and I got some news.
Okay, you talk about your news, and if I lose you, I'm gonna have to come back. I'm gonna try to come back through on my computer because my phone's at 17%.
Let's talk about indigenous rights to sell cannabis. A lot of the reserves across the country have dispensaries.
Yes, they do.
That are owned by individuals that live on those reserves. And Chris Gugu is a Mi'kmaq individual from Truro. Well, Millbrook First Nation. He's also a counselor in Millbrook First Nation, and he was charged in those dispensary raids 2 years ago? No, last year, wasn't it?
Last year.
In Truro.
Mm-hmm.
And him and 3 other dispensaries got nailed, and he went to court this week to look at face his charges for distribution of cannabis against the Cannabis Act. And he gave notice that he will be fighting it under Section 35 of the Charter.
Mm-hmm. Because they're allowed to reap off the land.
Right. So, yeah, it was 2021 that they raided them, and there was 5 of them raided. So, what I found interesting in the article is he went into court and to set a trial date for the charges of breaching the cannabis laws. And instead, he told the court that he plans on fighting the charges based on a Section 35 rights under the Constitution. After the hearing, Gugu told a couple of dozen supporters that it's his right under the Constitution to sell cannabis products. Like exercising our inherent treaty rights is like something that all of our people should be doing freely and not have to be harassed by any bodies of government, he said. Del Riley was at the court in support of Mr. Gugu. And Del Riley is the former head of the National Indian Brotherhood, which was the forerunner to the Assembly of First Nations. And he also helped write Section 35 of the Constitution. So he's got the guy that helped write the Constitution on his side going to court. What do you think the chances are that they're going to back down and get rid of his charges?
Pretty good.
So it's scheduled that if this goes, it's going to go to court. It won't happen until October of 23, so a year's time. And I would say that we should start a poll, but I'm thinking September, the prosecution will drop his charges.
I don't think it'll take them that long.
They may, because they've got until next October. They just may stretch it out for as long as they can.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they will though, Marcel, because they got them other ones that's coming down the pipeline too.
Right, but if they all start pushing for a constitutional defense, eventually one of them might actually get to have it heard in court, because that was supposed to happen in Eskazoni with Albert Marshall Jr. And he was using a chartered defense, as it was his right to be able to do it. And the prosecution backed away at the last minute so that they couldn't have the trial. Because nobody wants to be the one to set the precedent.
Well, and I don't think the government wants to fuck with them right now, and point blank, really though, because look at what's going on across the country. They got themselves into some pretty hot water, and now they got to explain themselves. So, and the government does what the government does best.
Yeah,
they always stick their tail between their legs and run the other way, or don't take responsibility.
And people are still delivering concentrate to prisons.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're using drones.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. This one just happened at the Kent Institution, which is the only maximum security federal penitentiary in the Pacific region, or Correction Services region. But they had, in addition to 298 grams of shatter, officers also confiscated 2 cell phones and chargers. So the estimated institutional value of the total seizure is, take a guess, 300 grams of shatter and 2 cell phones. How much is it worth?
$50 grand.
$1 million. $1
million bucks, a bit high.
50 grand.
That's what they do, right?
50?
Yep.
What do you say, Dale?
Well, I would say, I don't know, $2 or $3 grand would be what I would pay.
Mm-hmm. $156,400. It's the
How
estimated $156,400 for 2 cell phones and chargers and 298 grams of shatter.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Were they iPhone 14s?
I don't know what they were.
Don't matter. You got a phone in jail, you're king.
Mm.
No, I just meant because that's like, $1,500 for those.
You get a phone with a charger in jail, you're not God.
Yep.
And then earlier this month, the drones dropped cannabis at the Joyceville Institution in Kingston, Ontario, where they got 205 grams of tobacco, 215 grams of cannabis, 132 grams of shatter, 110 grams of hashish, and an unidentified number of cell phones and related accessories. Last month, drones were also suspected in delivery of contraband to the Warkworth Institution near Campbellford, Ontario. Items recovered included 908 grams of tobacco, 106 grams of cannabis, 153 grams of shatter, and an unidentified number of cell phones and phone-related accessories. Wow. So, yeah, drone delivery.
I guess people.
Now the prisons could. What if somebody in the prison has one of these cell phones and calls Uber to deliver them some pot? Now, is it Uber that's doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was joking about calling it Duber.
Yeah, Uber. Yeah, why not?
That's pretty good.
All right, what's going on in the NHL? I haven't read this one yet. Oh.
Is it cannabis related?
NHL and cannabis, a power play goal. NHL have advertisements for many of its official on-ice sweaters this year, while fans will see banks, healthcare, and insurance companies don't expect to see any cannabis in the mix, at least for now. So I think they're going to start letting them have whether Actually, this is kind of interesting. It's in its 106th season, the NHL is making history and allowing on-uniform gambling advertising with new 3-inch by 3.5-inch patches on the upper right crest of their beloved sweaters. Although many lament the decision to enable on-uniform advertising in sports betting, cannabis circles should be optimistic that they may soon get some ice time, even if the latest policy may suggest otherwise. In a short time, about as long as one power play perhaps, the league has done a complete 180 on its policies with gambling advertising. Cannabis should follow. Unlike the NBA, NFL, or MLB, the NHL does not take a punitive approach to cannabis. The league is only testing players for cannabis within context of trying across the board and providing health and wellness services. They aren't suspending, firing, or mandatorily sending players to treatment for a positive cannabis test. What's the treatment? You tested positive cannabis, you're going to rehab. Get to rehab. Why are you here? Cannabis.
Cannabis, yeah.
Cannabis isn't addictive, you asshole. Get out.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Bob Saget said that in Half Baked. He was like, "You ever suck dick for weed?"
Yeah, exactly.
You know you're not addicted until you do that. That's funny. A dick. Sorry.
In 2018, just as Canada legalized cannabis, Edmonton Oilers team captain and star player Connor McDavid, one of the league's brightest and best, voiced his own support of cannabis. Yeah, I say this more talking about the CBD side of it, obviously. You'd be stupid not to at least look into it. The Oilers captain said, when your body's sore like it is sometimes, you don't want to take pain stuff and Advil all the time. There are better ways to do it. You're seeing many smart guys look into it. You're seeing a lot of really smart doctors look into it. If all the boxes are checked there and it's safe and everything like that, then I think you may hear them out. Got a good point.
See, I know I like McDavid.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a staunch supporter of cannabis, especially for athletes.
Well, it helps.
I don't know too many athletes that don't use cannabis. I know lots that say they don't, and then eat a gummy.
And then eat a gummy, yeah.
So I look, advertise it where you want.
I see Couche-Tard, Circle K. They getting into the medical cannabis game and down in Florida, eh?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I seen it advertised. I seen a story about that too this week.
Well, that one's interesting too. I'm seeing all
Irving
kinds of
selling
shit.
weed.
No,
Imagine.
CBD for postpartum depression. I got something better. They're pushing. It's just somebody else pushing distillate.
Yeah, if they only knew they ain't getting that bell curve, Marcel.
Yeah. But I mean, it can be hard for some people to understand.
Yep.
It works that way because there's so much information out there that's being flaunted by the individuals trying to sell the shit.
Ain't that the truth?
How to rehydrate weed. Spit on
You
it.
don't.
Go buy a Bovia pack.
Spit on it.
Yeah.
You could always... No, don't do that.
Make it into edibles.
Pat Warnick won his case, and so he's got 4.5-year-old flowers coming back next month from his court case. he's looking,
that were seized?
Yeah, so he's looking at having to rehydrate it.
Oh, my. Holy shit.
That's terrible. That's pretty much destroyed, isn't it?
No, I turned it into oil.
Oh, yeah.
I smoked 2 year... No, yeah, I was 2 years old. It was 24 months. Yeah, I smoked 2-year-old weed, and it fucking put me right to sleep.
Yeah.
Did it ever taste it? It still tasted awesome, but it put me right to sleep.
I'd have to take a look at it under a microscope first.
I did. It was fucking amber as fuck.
I got to tell you what I did one time. This was funny. This was years ago. And every time I think of it, I still kind of get a chuckle out of it. I had my medicine dropped off at a predetermined location. But the individual that dropped it off fucked up and put it in the shed at the next door neighbor's house. The next door neighbor sees the person leaving, goes out, takes a look in the bag, sees all of this stuff in the bag, and it was like a garbage bag full.
Was he a cool neighbor?
It was a woman.
Cool
So
neighbor?
she runs in the house, freaking out, and calls the cops.
Jesus.
Then while she's waiting for the cops, she goes next door and tells the next door neighbors what happened. The next door neighbor said, that was supposed to come here. That's somebody's medicine. So the cops come and they take it. So I say, give me the name of the cop and the phone number. So I called the cop and I said, I want my pot back. And she said, pardon me. I said, that's mine. I said, it was dropped off for me. I said, it was dropped at the wrong location, yada, yada, yada. I said, it's from my designated grower. And it was, well, who's your designated grower? I don't have to divulge that. And this is how the conversation went. She said, well, we have officers out looking for that vehicle. I said, well, you might as well call them off. You're wasting money. I said, because ain't nothing going to happen here. I said, she said, well, give me your name and your number, and I'll call you back. I said, all right, fine. So the next day she called back. I said, all right, where do I have to go to get my pot? She said, well, I've talked it over with my supervisor. We've talked it over with the prosecutor. We're not going to press charges. I said, there's nothing to press charges for. I called you to tell you that it's fine.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah. She said, but we can't legally give it to you. I said, yeah, you legally can give it to me. I said, it's just a matter of me going down to get it. And she said, no. She said, we can't release it to you. She said, I've already been told. I said, well, then, I said,
You need
let's
to check
just,
again.
no, I said, let's just say that I will go to the court and then I'll have it ordered to be given back. And she said, well, that's always your right. I said, yes. I said, but then you've got to store it. She said, oh, it'll be stored in evidence. She said, until it's determined. I said, great. I said, then I would get it back. And she said, yeah. And I said, then I'd have to destroy it. She said, why? I said, 'cause I don't know what you guys do to it while it's there.
Mm-hmm.
We would never do anything with that. I said, you say
like,
that, but I don't know. I said,
it's
but
medicine. How are you going to store it? Is it going to be in a temperature-controlled room? Is it going to be,
yeah.
Like it's like you wouldn't put milk in the cupboard and expect somebody to drink it 2 days later.
Well, then she turns around and I said, yeah, I said, you might as well hold on to it. I said, I think I'll end up going to the court and demand it back. And she said, all right. She said, that's fine. She said, in the meantime, can you go to your local detachment of the RCMP and do a statement and file it? And I said, yeah, right. I'm going to get right on that. And hung up the phone. So I left them sitting there with it because before I called her, I already made arrangements to have another shipment sent to me. Yeah. So I wasn't worried about it. So I let them keep the stinkiest, crappiest stuff, a garbage bag full of trim. And that's all it was it was literally a garbage bag full of trim that they were storing for, well,
and
at least
you
6
never
months.
Did go to court?
No, fuck that. I didn't need it. I had another fucking bag the next day.
So how do you know they didn't, or that they still have it?
I don't care.
But that's funny. You'd be thinking of their thing still.
This is why every time I sit back and think about it, I start laughing. So yeah, if you're listening, you can get rid of it. I ain't getting it back. I don't know what they fucking did to it. That was my whole point from the beginning.
Dear police, please give me my weed back. Not.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we can't legally give it back. Yeah, you legally can. Yes. I had to go and get... Oh, man, that guy was pissed. Christmas Eve, I'm waiting for a delivery from my grower, and it's being sent by Pure Later, who... Y'all probably got some great people, but I really hate fucking people in Moncton. I'm standing in my house, and I watched the Pure Later guy drive by my house on Christmas Eve.
Oh, no.
And heading back towards Moncton. So I called them, and I explained that the parcel package was supposed to have been delivered, and it wasn't delivered. And the woman on the phone says, well, we have notification that there was nobody home. I said, well, the person that wasn't home actually stood in the window and watched the guy drive by. He never even slowed down. I said, but regardless, you have my package there. She said, yes, we do. I said, good. I said, I would like it delivered today. And this is about 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve. And she said, well, we don't have any drivers out tonight. I said, you don't understand. I said, that was supposed to be delivered. And I said, and for good customer service, if I was the manager, I would put it in my car and I would drive it to the customer and apologize when I got there. Mm-hmm. She said, well, I'll have to call you back. So I'm sitting there waiting for this phone call. The phone rings and I looked, and it's the police in Moncton.
Police.
And I answer the phone. And I said, have you got my medicine? And he said, well, that's actually what I was calling about. He said, I got a call from Pure Later that a large shipment of something suspicious came in, and I came and I found this. He said, and it wasn't a large amount. I said, no, it's not.
It's just...
I said, but it's enough to get me through the holidays. I said, so I need that back. He said, well, I'm the only one here and I don't have a vehicle to drive. He said, I'm at the airport. He said, you would have to come here and get it from me here. He said, and bring your medical documentation. This is back in the days of the MMAR. I said, sure. So I drive all the way up to the airport, Moncton, go in, find the police station thing. And this guy comes out and he's in civilian clothes. And he's pissed. He said, here you go. He said, I need you to sign this form. After he took a look at my papers and stuff, signed the form, got my 300 grams of cannabis. And he said, and I told him what happened with Purelator. And he said, something's going to be done about that. He said, I was sitting home watching the hockey game, the playoffs. He said, and got a call from Purelator freaking out that they had a massive shipment of marijuana. He said, and I got there and it's this. He said, and as soon as I saw it, I knew it was somebody's medicine. And I said, yeah.
Funny. 300 grams to some people is massive.
Oh, yeah. But it was like in one of those little round ball padded bag envelope things, right? So it was lumpy. And, so this cop, he was mad. So then we were walking out together. Of course, Chrissy's driving up and she's freaking out the whole time. Because she figures, I'm going to get arrested. I'm going to say something. I'm going to get arrested. So walking out with the cop, I'm telling him about this. And I said, I should walk out with my hands behind my back with you right beside me. And make it look like you're arresting me. He said, don't you fucking dare. But we didn't scare her. That'd probably give her a heart attack. But yeah, cops would be nice. I mean, you can be nice to the cops and they'll be nice back. And if they don't give you your medicine back, then don't be nice. Let them sit and smell it for the last probably 7 or 8 years.
Surprise! It's never leaving. Marcel's not coming to get it.
Yeah, it must be 7 or 8 years. Good on them. How's Al making out? I don't see Al anymore. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's got another one.
We're coming along. We're almost done one.
Are you? Done one branch?
Yeah, one branch. That's all we've done. No, we're almost done one plant.
Oh, okay. And Darcy bailed on us.
Dean's doing the big stuff.
He said he'd be back if he died. How long has he been gone?
A few minutes.
I've been painting, so I'm distracted here. Visually, at least, anyways.
We'll message him and tell him to get back so he can do his grow segment.
Oh, were we going to go to a commercial tonight? Do I have time to make another tea?
You can go, and we're not going to do a... Well, actually, Marcel has a song he's going to put on.
I'm not going to play that song.
Why not?
What song?
Because I feel good. Do, 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 do.
Is that the sound?
I knew that I would. Yeah, James Brown. That's because I'm drinking a smoothie. I feel
so
good.
Nice. So nice.
No, Dale.
What?
I got the smoothie.
When are you playing your song?
Well, I got crumbs in my keyboard.
Okay, I don't know where the
I knew I put that in your head.
And the keyboard came from.
I thought he said he had a crumbly keyboard.
Al had crumbs on his keyboard or something.
Crumbs in my keyboard, and my space kept going spacey.
Oh, yeah, because I was like, oh, shit. I got crumbs in my keyboard. I got crumbs in my keyboard. Yeah, I was singing that for like hours. And I was like, what the hell?
You have to write lyrics to it one night.
I really should, yeah. Sit down and get a snack, do some work. Oh, shit. I got crumbs in my keyboard.
Mine was
Hey,
mine was a little bit more rude than that.
Have you seen the show, The Mole? Like, not the old one, the new one.
I've seen it listed.
The one on Netflix.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so
I never saw the old one either.
The finale just came out today, so if you've seen it.
So are you going to spoiler this for us?
No. I'm just going to tell you. If you don't know the premise of the game, they start out with 12 people, and they all compete together to try and do these challenges. And if they complete the challenge, they win money. And the money goes in a pot, and only one of them is going to win at the end. Except, not everybody is working together. One person is the mole. And in order to further yourself in the game, you have to try and figure out who the mole is, because at the end of every week, they give you a little test on questions about the mole. Things like, what eye color does the mole have? Things like that. And if you the person with the least correct goes home. So, yeah, it's a really interesting concept. It's not new. They had this idea before.
The finale is on tonight.
So they just released because it's on Netflix, right? They waited until today to release the last 2 episodes. So if you are looking for something to watch, you can watch the whole thing now.
That's how I do it.
It's all on. Yeah.
I really hate the ones that are coming out where you have to wait a week for another episode. So I wait.
Yeah, like a regular show back in the day. Yeah, I know.
I wait until they're all loaded and then watch them all in one shot.
Yeah. So yeah, check out The Mole on Netflix. It actually is pretty good, and I hope I didn't spoil anything.
Doesn't sound like it. No, I wanted to know how Dale made out with his chimney.
Still waiting. They haven't fucking done nothing yet.
Has the insurance been there?
Well, they sent a guy out, and he did his walkthrough that Thursday.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard. He hasn't filed his report yet, so I'll be calling. I called them today. They didn't call back. He must have been off or something or busy. I'll call them again Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
They got to hurry the heck up. It's getting cold. I got no heat.
Oh, that's no good. Do you got hydro?
Yeah.
Get some furnaces, like the plug-ins for now.
Well, we can get some electric stuff, but I'd rather not spend the money if I don't have to.
Yeah. The kids live in an apartment building on the other side of town, and tree took down the power lines and 2 poles in front of their apartment building.
Oh, yeah.
And so what they did is they propped up the poles and reconnected the power and the phone and stuff, but the poles aren't tall enough to allow a vehicle to drive through the driveway.
What?
Oh, really?
So it's still been sitting there but it's been sitting that way since the hurricane.
For a month?
Yeah, well, the whole tree was across the road because the road was blocked off for 2 days till they got the tree cut out. Like, this was a massive tree. I got to look and see if I get a picture. But
sounds like
it's an apartment building with 12 apartments, I think. Something like that. So they've got 3 great big dumpsters for garbage. Garbage trucks can't get in there. We've been driving.
Oh, yeah, it's close.
Since the hurricane, we've been driving. Yeah, but we've been driving across the lawn to get into the parking lot. Right? So the lawn has been turned into a road, but it's not heavy enough base or a solid enough base for these garbage trucks to go in and get their garbage out, and they can't go in because the lines are only like 6 feet off the ground.
Wow. So you're basically driving the garbage out.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
So, yeah. But I think everybody in Nova Scotia's got their power back, finally.
Amen.
Well, there's that one guy, that 77-year-old in Cape Breton. Did you see the news last night?
No.
He doesn't have it yet.
Wow.
What?
They just removed it after he went on the news last night. He had a bunch of volunteers come and clear all the trees today, thankfully. Or fall up.
Yeah. Trying to see if I get pictures of that. Did you know fig Newtons are not vegan?
Did you know they're not figs?
Well, no, figs are not vegan.
They have egg in them?
Mm-mm. It's an insect.
Oh.
Figs are an
That go. Yeah.
You're joking, right?
No.
Ew. Yeah.
So, and this concerns me because finding this out made me start thinking about.
Well, thanks, Marcel. I like fig Newtons.
Well, you're not a vegan, so don't fucking worry about it. I've seen you eat meat.
Yeah, but they're bugs. They're bugs.
Yeah, but
I don't eat bugs.
but there's a big push on right now for bugs.
I don't care what the push is.
No. I mean, you may have no choice in the future because that's ideally where they
are we
want to
talking
get to.
Soylent Green?
No, because that was people.
Yeah, they're giving us
There,
bugs,
if you
right?
haven't seen Soylent Green, the food was their friends.
Yeah,
No, it
well,
was people.
if you think that they're not going to do the same thing and tell us it's
Is that like
bugs,
Dahmer party type of stuff?
no. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest everyone I think needs to watch that.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that.
It's amazing. It's better if they don't know, because at the end you're like, what? Dead air.
No, sorry, I'm cropping a picture.
I figured that would be better than that.
You guys all back to normal from the hurricane, Marcel?
I still got half a tree laying in my yard that we gotta climb up the tree to cut off because we've tried pulling it with 4-wheeler and we can't rip it down. So, bit of a widowmaker laying out in the yard still. I had 2 other tops break off, but they went into the empty lot next door, so I don't care.
What's a widowmaker?
Pardon me?
Hanging.
What's a widowmaker?
What is a widowmaker? Is when a tree.
Oh, a widowmaker.
Yeah, it's when a tree breaks off and is kind of hung up and literally hanging up in the air and could let go at any time.
I see. You're
They're
gonna kill
not
the husband.
widowmakers because they tend to kill a lot of people.
Kill the men's.
All right, so I want to.
Wasn't me, officer. It was the widowmaker. Yeah. Why is the tree cut? I don't know. I didn't cut it.
So I ordered that book.
Did you find it?
Oh yeah.
I can't.
You found it, eh?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, but I paid way too much for it. But oh well, I couldn't find it anywhere. I wanted it bad, so paid like $70 fucking for it.
Wow. What's it called?
Jadam Organic Farming, I think.
Okay.
Make your own soils, fertilizers, pesticides, all that stuff, all natural.
That company that you want to go visit has stuff like that, right? That farm. Whatever. I don't know what it's called. Dead air.
Sorry. I'm sending you a picture.
Okay, I'm rinsing weed.
Al, do you get a fan? An oscillating fan?
I have one in the greenhouse, and it will be moved inside, and I'll be getting a second one. Why?
Yeah, I was going to say, since you're dunking that stuff, you should, for the first night anyway.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I have.
I do like a quick dry.
I have a dryer that Marijane gave me last year that I'm using now, it's on, and it's blowing across the top of it, and it's drying. It's already dry when I put in there from the water. Anyways.
Oh, it's got a blower on it?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
I'll
just
show.
like a
I'll show. I'll
rack?
take a picture when I go back in there, and as soon as I'm done this, I'll take a picture and I'll show it to you guys.
Oh, right on.
It's a clothes dryer with mesh shelves, and the air.
Really?
blows.
And it's got a built-in fan.
It blows right through it.
Huh. Right on.
I'll show you when I yeah, I'll show you. Hold on. Keep talking.
Sure. Where's this? All right, let me go in and change my background picture again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that dryer thing was for mitts and hats and stuff
Actually, it's for
winter.
delicate clothes, ladies' delicate clothes.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a delicate clothes dryer.
I don't know because I don't.
Try not to let the water drip on there. Okay, I'll take a picture. I'll be right back.
I don't think you're supposed.
You get anything left out, Marcel? Or did you bring it all in?
It's all in it. All I'm doing now is just cleaning up.
I'm probably not as smart.
That picture
I got
load?
2 more. Yeah. Get Al to put you in the big screen.
Oh, here.
I can't make out what it is.
No, I can't. For some reason.
I'll see if I can zoom in.
Oh, here it is. No, here it is.
Oh, I can zoom in. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that is a pretty hefty tree.
Yeah. Massive tree.
Oh,
That kept
yeah.
that, and that's a main thoroughfare, and it kept that closed for 2 days.
Jesus. Huh.
So now those wires that ran across that driveway are literally less than 6 feet off the ground.
Oh, that's the driveway right there. Oh, I see. Yeah.
So those garbage bins now were just surrounded and overflowed with garbage.
Yeah, I would imagine. Fuck, a month later. Fuck.
There's a house down the street across from, and the problem is along that street, it's nothing but big old trees, and a lot of them come down. In one guy's yard, he had a minivan, an SUV, and a car, and every window was smashed out of the back of those 3 vehicles.
Oh, no.
From the trees that landed in his yard.
Jesus.
Like, not a tree landing on the whole thing and crushing it. Just the back windows were smashed out of all 3 vehicles.
Huh.
So, yeah. Fiona was a bitch. All right.
Yeah, I got off lucky compared to a lot of people.
We did too. I mean, well, my garage thing had a hard time with it. You know those pop-up garage things?
Yep.
Like the domes or whatever?
Yeah, it's kind of like a hoop house type of deal.
Yeah, carport.
Yep.
Mine got ripped on the top. So it opened up the top. So I looked at it for the last couple of days, and today I said, no, fuck this. I know how to fix that. And I went to Canadian Tire, and I got a tarp, and I brought it out, and we put the tarp up. And then cleaned up inside of the part that was hanging. And the tarp is one of those reinforced clear plastic. It's got that strong weave in it.
Yeah.
So I literally made it into a skylight.
Oh yeah, right on.
So now I can sit in there and do all of my trimming and nutrient mixing and stuff like that, and I don't have to turn my light on because I have lights in there, but I don't have to turn the lights on because now I have a skylight. And it worked because I don't want to bother going out. I'll get a new cover for it, but I'll wait until the spring because I don't want to go out and put a brand new cover on it just before the winter when this will suffice and I'm not using it for what I want to use it for next year. So it's tarped with a clear tarp. It's all reinforced tarp and it's all tied down and now I have a skylight.
So now is that one of those metal framed carports? You have like a Approximately what's the ballpark on those type of things for a small one?
Just hang on. I can tell you pretty quick.
Like not a great big one, just like single car.
Yeah, it's not great big at all. It's big enough that you could park a small car into it.
That's about the size I'd be looking for.
Yeah.
Would it be more than a greenhouse?
Close to the same price, maybe.
Probably,
well, it depends on what you're looking at for greenhouse. That's too big. Too big.
Just like a 10 by 10 or something.
Yeah, that's what this is. This is like 10 by 12 or something like that. It's not overly big.
Are 10 by 20 usually.
Yeah, but you're looking at no, this isn't 10 by 20. It's not that big. Because you can get really big ones. I'm just going through and looking at what they have here. I'll look at Shelter Logic because they're the ones.
I want to put in a couple organic beds next year, and I'd like to have those ones covered because I want them to go as long as they can.
Yeah.
10 by 15 by 8, I think, is the size that I have.
It's got no sugar in it.
I know it's 8 feet high because I got to use a ladder to put my lights up.
Yeah, well, that's perfect. I can just, if anything gets higher than that, I'll just train them down.
But now that the top is cut open, now it's all wide open on the top, except for this reinforced clear plastic, which I like better.
Yep, I saw. Yeah.
But Canadian Tire has it for $5.49, but I got it when I got it was on sale. I think I got it for $4 something. I just needed something quick at the time because I had a large project. Yeah. But you can get bigger ones for the same price, or in some cases less. Like here's a 12 by 20 for $4.99.
Huh.
But regular $8.49.
What strain is it, Marijane?
McFlurry.
Oh, okay. It's too. I can't read it because you're moving.
McFlurry.
Yeah, McBlurry.
It's McBlurry. It's actually whatever the terpene is. There's like the overall smell of it is so friggin' sativa-y. That's like, to me, I don't even know if it's a sativa or indica, but that's the smell that I associate with.
Doesn't it say on it?
I think I'd have to probably go. Oh, the terpenes are here. Total terpenes. Terpinolene.
Which?
terpinolene.
Terpinolene.
Terpinolene. 0.35%. Caryophyllene or caryophyllene, however you pronounce it. 0.15%. Limonene is 0.12%.
And what's the name of the strain?
This is Black Market McFlurry. This is a small batch, hand trimmed, hang dried.
Is it really hand trimmed?
Oh, it looks awesome. Like it looks.
I wonder what
good.
the parents are of that.
Pull a bud out and show me the end. Show me the stalk.
Like I only have a very small bud left, but I do. See.
There you go, guys. That's what I'm using right there to dry. So I'm
just hang on, Marijane.
I see it.
Yeah. No.
Right on.
Take those buds off those stalks.
Oh, I'm going to.
And leave like the popcorn thing.
Of course.
While they're on the drying rack.
Because it's pulling the water out of your stalk right now.
I'm leaving them on there just to dry them right now. I'm going to pop them all off. Yes, of course.
When are you going to pop them off?
Probably tonight.
Okay. Just curious.
After I roll this joint.
Because if not, hang them and put a fan.
Oh yeah, they'll be hung, or I just put them there just so they don't just sit. Right. It's the cleanest place to put them.
All right, now let me.
I'm a pothead.
No, I want to make her big. No, I don't want to see where your I want to see where your fingers are.
What are you talking about?
Mary Jane.
Oh, okay. Well, make it
Mary
bigger.
Jane, look. No. I'm a pothead.
Make her bigger for me. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
So, what I do is I look at where the stem was. How'd we get back to Al? Fuck off, Al. What I look at is where the stem...
I can't get away from the camera.
The end of the stem to see if it's been snipped off or shredded off.
It looks like it's been broken to me.
That looks like it's been pulled off there.
No, this one's almost a perfect... Here.
Oh, yes.
So it was snipped off.
It's like a perfect snip almost.
So this is my biggest pet peeve with the industry that does all trimming with machine is the end of the stem will get shred marks because it's trying to trim it off and it doesn't cut it off cleanly. Right?
Yeah, and that one makes me think of 9/11. It's just like...
Yeah. It's my pet peeve that it drives me nuts, so I end up snipping everything that goes through the trimmer to make sure that there's no raggedy ends on the bends of the bud. Which is also another trick that they use by machine trimming and say it was hand trimmed. No, it was machine trimmed, hand manicured.
So you can tell by looking. One tip is to look at the stem.
Yeah, look at how the cuts are on the stem and on some of the leaves.
Ice cream cake.
Hey, make me smaller now.
No. You changed. What are you wearing now?
I did some painting.
Oh, so you switched outfits. This is your painting outfit.
Yeah. Question. I don't.
Answer.
You're not supposed to spray paint indoors, right?
What?
You're not supposed to spray paint indoors, right? Okay,
well, if you have proper ventilation, you can.
No, it got really strong in here, so I just turned on a fan.
So you're high.
Whee!
She's on a happy time trip.
Hey, can we talk about penis envy yet?
Talk about what?
Penis envy yet?
Hey, you know what?
Penis envy?
You know what?
I mean, do you suffer from it?
No, I suffered from a bad experience from a 0.1, maybe even, of penis.
Yeah, I saw that. I was wondering what was going on.
So what was your bad experience?
Okay, so I don't like feeling uncomfortable, and I legitimately felt like I had a blood clot in my arm. Like I had pain running from here all the way through my arm, and I knew it wasn't there. I knew I was fucked up. I knew that I can't feel the blood pumping through my arm like that. And then that was at a 0.2 dose. And then I took that same capsule and I took like this. And like, I'm talking like if you were back in the day when you do like a bump, I did like a bump of just, powdered penis envy. And I did not feel well at all.
So
like,
this
I
was
just
in the
felt
capsule.
really like amped. Yeah, I felt like really, really amped.
How much does the capsule weigh?
Well, the capsule's only a 0.2 measured dose, but I took that apart.
Did you weigh
I didn't
it?
even take a full one. No.
You didn't weigh
Marcel,
it?
how much? Well, I know I trust the person who I got it from, and I know that it was a 0.2, but how much is this? This isn't even a 0.1. It was like a third of the pill, if that. It wasn't even half the 0.2 pill. That's why I'm like, I don't understand.
I make chocolates with 0.2.
Well, is it the strain? Because from what I understand, I heard that penis envy is like an upper.
Well, no.
Like a hyper, make you like
Penis
a
envy.
sativa would.
You know why they call it penis envy?
Because of the way it
Right.
grows. I know. I've seen that. I've seen
Right.
that.
So
They're short and fat. I'd have envy if I see it. If I had that too.
if you get the psilocybin mushroom
Yeah.
before the cap opens, all right, so it's just at the stage of when it's about to open, that
There's
is
still a
when you're
part.
supposedly that's when you'll have your highest concentrations of psilocybin.
And that's actually before it dries.
But that was too much. That I did not like.
Well, no, you may have gotten a proper good penis envy and not one that's been opened up and has like a 4-inch set of gills across it.
Yeah, older.
4-inch.
I mean, I've seen one penis envy mushroom weigh over 10 grams.
I saw that picture. That was awesome.
I'd like to know what the mild ones are. Because I need like a mellower. I use it for my PMDD. I don't want to be agitated and amped up. That's why I'm using it, is to come down. I'm already amped and ready to fucking kill somebody.
Have you thought of MDMA? No, I'm kidding.
I
mean,
doesn't that make you more amped up?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Although I do remember from back when I used to do E when I was a teenager, I loved everyone and everything felt so amazing and all the colors and I mean, wasn't that just MDMA mixed with a bunch of other shit?
Not really, it was MDMA.
No, we bought E, and E was a mixture of MDMA, sometimes speed, whatever else they fucking put in.
There's a show on Netflix that I've seen that has it's different episodes, and it's got one episode is cocaine, one episode is MDMA, one episode is acid.
Other drugs.
I saw that.
I watched that. Yeah, it's a really good. They did it really well. It might even be Vice. I'm not sure. I like the Vice stuff as well.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think they were getting 3 to 5 grams, I believe. 3 or 5, I forget, one or the other.
Okay.
Yeah. MDMA is commonly called ecstasy or Molly. And there's no real difference between the two other than what you're calling it.
Yeah, I know mine was cut with stuff because it was never the same. And I remember asking my dealer, how come when I buy blue butterflies this week, it's different than the blue butterflies I had last week? And that's when he laughed at me and he's like, you do realize it's just like coloring and a mold, right? Like a thing. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? And then he's like, he explained it to me, and I was like, oh, I was so naive. I think that was when I stopped doing chemicals.
I make several different
man-made
gummies.
chemicals.
I make several different gummies. Different shapes, colors, everything else.
Yeah, no, I know. It made sense.
But it's
when
all
I
the
thought
same
about
recipe.
I know. There was a lot of things that I just never bothered to think about when I was younger.
What's
I think
chowing
I
on
said-
there, Al?
Wagon wheel.
Oh,
Do you got a tea to go with it?
the wagon's got much smaller over the years.
You know, I was just gonna
They
say,
sure did.
Everything's getting.
look
we
how
were
fucking
kids,
small they are now.
The wagon wheels. Yeah, I know.
Let me
When
see.
we were kids, they were massive.
Oh my God! Look how thin that thing is.
Dean said it's just we've gotten bigger.
No, it's not.
No.
My
No, they're like
my
the size
loaf
of your
of
hand when you
bread.
were a kid.
My loaf of bread has dropped 2 to 3 slices per loaf in the last 2 months.
I bought some saltines. Okay, the box, it had 4 packs in it. The box was this much bigger than the rows.
Wow.
So I mean, and it's a trick. You know, they make the box look bigger, but they're making the packaging smaller. They probably took
No, they're just putting in less amount, but
yeah,
they're
they
using
probably
the same
took
boxes
10,
that
Well-
they have.
10 out of each package or so.
Well, it's been known for years. What they do is they actually make the box not as deep, so that way the front of the box still looks the same to the consumer. So they just grab it, and most of the time they don't even think about the thickness; they just throw it in.
Have you been to KFC lately?
No,
No,
we don't
have
have
the prices
one.
doubled?
Okay, no, you gotta love what KFC's done. KFC for years and years and years got 9 pieces of chicken off a chicken.
Okay.
Some genius at KFC
Now they
figured
get
out
12.
how to get 13 pieces
How?
off of a chicken. So now when you go buy a 13-piece meal, you'll get the same amount of chicken that we used to get in a 9-piece meal.
They cut the balls in half.
They cut the breasts in half. Right? So what you end up is you get, so your 9 pieces of chicken are now all smaller than they used to be.
That's terrible.
But I will give them kudos to the chicken tenders, because out of anybody that does chicken tenders, theirs are the best, because
I miss
they're
the Big
actual
Crunch sandwiches.
tenderloins.
That's what I miss.
What?
The big crunch. I miss the big crunch.
Nah, I was never a fan. I was more of a fan of the gravy and fries.
Blueberry cheesecake. Oh yeah, blueberry cheesecake was good.
What?
I miss their steak fries. You know, the old fries, their gravy and the steak fries and the sandwich just went really great together. We have no.
Yeah, now
I
you're
feel
all,
like
no
back
fast food
in the
here at all.
mid-90s.
We have
you're all
no,
making me hungry.
we have no fast food here at all. In fact, I went to McDonald's for the first time in a month and a half when we went up to Thunder Bay. We went to a pumpkin farm.
That's a
Holy
bonus.
shit.
Yeah, it was great. Drove
Country
5
life.
hours in
Got
the
a-
car to go
got a Tim
wander around
Hortons?
a pumpkin farm for an hour.
The place got a Tim Hortons?
Nope. We have a satellite country style and a Pizza Hut Express, and that's it. There's a restaurant.
You
What's
know
a
you're in a
sat-
small.
what's a
You know you're in a
satellite?
small town
1700
when you don't have a Tim Hortons.
Nope, there's no Tim Hortons here. There should be. There's place for it.
Oh, there's your franchise opportunity. Al.
Yeah, sure. If I had $100,000.
Investors, contact Al.
If you think you get a Tim Hortons franchise
I know.
out there for less than $100,000,
Well, it's funny. Small towns are very finicky about things like that too.
The closest
Yeah.
Tim Hortons
I know
is 45
you
minutes
got to
away.
join the local church or whatever.
Well, the
Okay.
one town, I'm not even going to say what town it is, just because I don't know if it's like public knowledge, but they had like a small diner, and it was the only breakfast place to go in town, and it was a small, like a family-run business, and people in the town had been trying to get, like a McDonald's or, a Tim Hortons. And the whole town just basically rallied together and said, no, like, you're not doing this because this family restaurant is here. And now that the family restaurant has gone under for other reasons, so now there's a Tim Hortons coming, and I'm sure it won't be long before, unless Campbellford's already got theirs, because they're pretty close to this other town. But I think they were getting a McDonald's.
They have a McDonald's and a Shell and
a Pizza Hut.
And a Pizza Hut.
I'm gonna have to move to Campbellford.
I just said to Dean, if McDonald's comes into fucking Terrace Bay, I'm moving. The views up here, though, are never ending. I mean, you turn a corner and it's a whole different spectacular view.
So is it a clear night there tonight?
I don't know. I'm going to go up and check because tonight's the night to see the Halley's Comet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it is.
You have enough land up there we can pitch tents and trailers and.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
No, I do.
What about
I have room for a trailer and maybe 6 tents in my backyard. Sure.
Oh, that's big enough for. I'll come.
6
I'll come
tents
in the summer.
Yep.
Looks like your greenhouse is taking up half your backyard.
No. I have the whole other side.
Oh yeah.
Yep. There's a whole other side there that is just it's where Rosa poops. Rosa's got her own side of the thing, and then next
funny.
summer
We can sleep where Rosa poops.
there you go. Next summer, my property actually extends past the tree line in the backyard. So next summer, I'm going to clear some out and make even some more room. There might be a room for a bunkie back there. We'll see.
Well, if you thought you were taking Rosa away and I wasn't coming to see her, you're sadly mistaken.
There's room for you. Just pop her up in the backyard.
I'm just not sleeping in her shit. That's all.
No, you'll be above it. We got cots. Yeah, we'll put it all above it. Yeah, we'll rake before you come. But yeah, so look, we've wasted a whole show of trimming.
We didn't even have a grow section.
Well, we had that was the grow section.
That was the grow section.
Washing that.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just trying to find what time the best time is to go and look here.
Between 2 and 3.
4 a.m.
2 and 3, I think.
That's
here.
That's your place. Yeah.
4 a.m. here.
But I'll go out and
that was
see
yesterday.
What it's like,
it might be different today.
I got to take Dean home anyway, so I'll see what it's like. It was so clear yesterday. That's why I went down to the beach. It was the first time that I've been down there since I've been here.
That's a nice looking spot. Is that the picture you posted?
Yeah, those are the pictures that they've. The boardwalk is new, and they have a community center down there and everything, and there's a huge, I think it's a nine hole, yeah. It's a 9-hole golf course down there, and then of course the gorge is down there, and that's the picture there at the end when I said my house is up there. That is the bottom of the gorge. The big gorge is actually up the road a little bit. You have to access it from the other end, from the highway. I'll go over there live one day when it's nice at night, eh? It's like pitch dark up here now.
You could do a show there one time.
O'clock. Well, I will, yeah, when it's light enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go down. I was going to go down. I'll go down to the beach when it's warmer.
All right. So for Nova Scotia, it's going to start around 10. And
really?
But be best viewed in the early morning hours.
Yeah, it's early morning between 3 and 5 is a good time. That's what I read earlier today.
I'm not staying up for that.
I'll be up then. Just when I get up. So
you get up at
Is that
3?
like an old person thing?
I'm usually in bed by 9:30, 10. But not lately.
Marcel, you got Windy handy?
Yeah, I'm looking to see what the cloud cover is.
What's the humidity like on Sunday?
We just went over, so I'm going to end this because we just went over on our thing there. So I'm just going to go here real quick and then.
So what are you doing? Nothing. Why not? Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website. Sounds like a cool website. Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it. You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.